Welcome back to our project here on 96th. Give me one more time here. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to our project here on 96th, and this project moved so incredibly fast. The project is actually fully wrapped up. We have our good friend Landon Moore over here as well, who was our private money lender on this deal. Landon, I'm super pumped to show you this. This moved super fast. We actually listed it on the market, and within a week, we got an offer at full price.
I mean, that's what it's all about. As a private money lender, seeing that repetitiveness, the quick speed, once it's flipped, and then it went online, and for it already having a full asking price offer, like, are you kidding me?
Crazy, crazy. And we did actually end up pushing the price point on this one too.
Okay.
So we sold this for $410. If you guys remember in the last video, we were trying to sell the property for around $400. We thought maybe it might sell at $390, but $400 is where we wanted to go to the market, and we made some upgrades, some additional changes in here, which we'll show you when we get inside.
Beautiful. Let's check it out.
As we first step into the house, you can tell everything is completely new. Everything is redone, which is great. Luxury vinyl planking on the floor, so people are getting really a luxury finish quality in these flips, even at an entry-level price point. But when you first come in, what are your first thoughts?
I mean, the wall's gone, right? So this thing is wide open. It feels so much bigger. Like a whole family could totally enjoy this space.
So they ended up moving that wall. We had to relocate some of the electrical that was over here too, so that way it made it a little bit easier of a space, and I'll show you some additional work we did, but I think it really came together nice.
Yeah, this is great, man.
So moving over here into the kitchen, you will see that we have all new cabinets in this property. We also did a new countertop in this property as well. We were able to just do one slab because it's not too big of a kitchen. We put all new stainless steel appliances in, and then with these new white cabinets, delivery assembly of the entire kitchen was only $1,500, which you really can't beat.
Oh my gosh, dude. Blending it into the living room where most people are gonna eat. You got the TV on the wall, you got the kitchen right here. Like, you can be watching the kids while doing the dishes and all the things. This is superb. It looks so clean.
So this wall, this is all completely new. If you remember, this was fully open, and you made the recommendation. You go, oh, maybe it would be really nice if we had a little pantry space
coming
over
out
here.
of the garage or the carport.
Right, and then you were like, well, this might get really loud too, having all the laundry here. Right, keeping our wives in mind is I think what we were talking about.
That's all I think about is my wife.
My wife?
So we ended up framing in this wall and made this its own separate laundry area.
Having this pantry here for coats and other things, like this is huge. What is the ROI of not providing a washer and dryer?
So most flippers do not have a washer and dryer. Those are usually things that are not coming with the property when you're selling a property. Even when you look at the MLS, most people that are on market are gonna end up taking their washer and dryer. It doesn't come with the property.
Right.
But another thing a lot of flippers don't do as well is they don't include the fridge, because that's another appliance that you're typically not needing to provide. So we always end up providing the fridge, but we don't give the washer and dryers. They can get their own washer and dryers, but we're hooking them up with a brand new stainless steel fridge. Taking care of that expense for them is huge.
Huge.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we actually consider too when we're taking in offers. So when this offer came through, it was a really strong offer. They tried to start a little bit lower. We ended up getting them up in price, which was really good. So I will take care of more of the Benzer items for them just for that reason. But when I looked at the offer, they were coming in with $75,000 down because they were selling a previous property that they were coming from. So to me, that reads that this is a really strong offer.
Yeah.
As you and I know, the comps in this neighborhood might not reach fully that 410. So if we don't appraise exactly where we need to appraise, that tells me if they're coming in with $75,000 down, that does not matter. We can still bust through that if we need to.
Yep, there's enough room.
Working our way down the hallway here, we have our first bathroom right off to the right. Now, we weren't intending to do the type of tile that we ended up doing in this bathroom. We wanted to do a large format 2x24 or a 24x48 large format tile because it's less money on the install. The tiles that I use in most of my flips that are 12x24 or 24x48 ended up getting completely just nixed from the company that I was buying them from. So last minute, I had to end up upgrading these to our Chloe tile, which you've seen in a lot of our other houses. You've seen that in Hannibal and just a few of the other houses, which is really an elevated look that you're not gonna find in a house like this. Landon, why don't we get you in here, bro?
Oh, wow. Oh, that's so cool. It's just an elevated look, especially at this price point. Like, you don't get this. If you have guests over, this is your guest bath. Are you kidding me? Totally worth it. You add in this with the touches that you did around the vanity with the black hardware, the white shaker there with the, what do you call this style mirror?
I call this an arched mirror.
Super clean. It's not your just throw up a cheap Home Depot or Lowe's mirror up on the wall. It's just some character to it. And so, no, super clean. Do you get new toilets too?
Yeah, we always end up doing new toilets, which sometimes I don't think we need them, but the guys are always like, that's so gross. Gosh! So working our way down the hallway here, we have our bedrooms. So not a lot to show you guys with the bedrooms, but they did turn out really, really clean, which is nice. Perfect bedrooms for a starter family. And if you notice, we did not do carpet In the bedrooms, a lot of flippers will do carpet in the bedrooms because they're trying to save cost. I think it looks way nicer, and there's really not too much of a cost difference when it comes to doing the same floors all the way throughout, and it makes it just look super fluid.
Here's a question for you. You opted not to do a white, cordless blinds. What's the thought on that?
It's not necessary when you're selling a house. Now, is it a nice touch? Yes. Is it worth the cost? Am I gonna get the ROI on it? No, most likely not. And I don't wanna make that decision for the buyer either. They may come in, I don't want them to potentially close the blinds when they're walking the house as well. Some realtors will come in and they try to close everything up. They'll close the blinds, they're trying to secure the property. Then the next group of people that comes through, everything's really dark. So I don't really like that. So I kind of take that opportunity away from the agents, as well as we don't know if the people that are buying this are gonna be curtain people or if they're gonna be blinds people. I'm personally a curtain person. I don't love to have blinds. So that's usually what I end up doing because I can make the room look a lot nicer. It feels more warm for me personally. So I just don't want to make that decision for them.
Got it.
It's another reason too why I pick so many neutral tones. If you notice, I'm trying to pick what's in style, but I also go super, super neutral. We have a Swiss coffee on the walls for this. All of our flips, we do Swiss coffee at 75% strength. We do eggshell on the walls. We do semi-gloss on the baseboards, and we do flat on the ceiling, but it's the same color throughout. It gives us a super neutral color palette. That way people can come in and feel like they can really make it their own. You throw in some plants, you throw in some additional bedding and furniture and stuff in here, and it really brings the space to life. So walking into the primary bedroom, one thing that I do want to know is that when I came and looked at the house at the very, very end, I noticed that we had a few chips in our windows. So those are things that we're going to get replaced for the new buyers that are coming in here. You'll see even here,
I did see that.
This point right here, you'll see a little bit of chip, and then there's also a chip in the one in the front. So I want to make sure that our buyers are taken care of. I'm not trying to cheap out on a lot of this kind of stuff. One of the things that you need to remember if you are getting into fix and flipping properties is that details truly matter, and your crew is usually not going to be looking at the details. The crew had the opportunity to bring up the fact that we had a couple chipped windows, but they did not bring up the fact that we had a couple chipped windows. So just know it still needs your eyes. Even if you have a full-time project manager, they are still looking at everything that's happening, and 99% of this is all great, but there are small details where if you're not visiting the property quite as much as everybody that's there on a daily basis, you're gonna pick up on things that they're not gonna pick up on. Let's check out the primary bathroom though, because this is a huge difference. If you guys remember in the last video, we had this horrendous tile and it came out of the shower area too. So they ended up having to replace all of that, rip it all off. And I said, hey, let's just do the same exact tile. Let's keep it simple. We don't need to overthink this. We don't need to re-engineer the entire wheel. This tile looks great in this bathroom. It looks great in the other bathroom.
You could have easily done two different style bathrooms, different color bedrooms, and all these different quirkiness to overthink and overdo the project. And there's no need for that. And so by doing it this way, it looks insanely better than what it was. Remember, it was like a double stacked tile.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too. I take this design and I implement it in most of the other flips as well. If I can make everything repeatable and simple for the crews, if they know the same paint color every time, if they know the same tile and how it needs to be laid every time, then we don't run into as many issues because they're doing the same thing every single time. There's some houses that'll reinvent what we're gonna do because it's a higher end price point. Maybe it needs a little bit more design, but for most of these entry-level homes, which is primarily what we're fixing flipping, I try to keep everything the same so that way everybody can learn and we can just get better every single time.
That's gonna look so good. What's cool is you're gonna have a family in here that's gonna be able to create memories and do the things that you're providing to. It's not just the nickels and dimes, it's the memories you're creating. So putting the best foot forward for your clients buying the house. It isn't just simply a transaction. Like you look at it and you put your energy and your heart into it more than just simply slapping some paint and some flooring on, So it's pretty cool to see that through and through.
I'm super happy with how it all turned out too. And there's a piece of this too where I'm happy with the product that it looks like at the very, very end. And emotionally for me, I'm like, you know what? I feel like I did the best I possibly could on this.
You're winning obviously by putting this product together. The people purchasing the home are winning. The agent who brought them is winning. They're getting paid on this too. The agent that helped you list it got paid as well too. And me as a private money lender, I'm getting the return on my money that I'm seeking on a rinse and repeat, which is leading to validation, credibility, and all the aspects to do it again and again with you, that we're building trust by doing, not just a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually doing it and a part of it. Just the way you structure the private money too is gonna be super great moving forward for anyone else looking to lend money to Steven. Like that's what's cool about this too, is that you're seeing it in action.
So for a lot of private money lenders out there too, this transaction did move very, very fast. And that's a huge bonus to private money lenders. Some may not see it that way because they're like, well, I only ended up getting 2 payments on this and then I got my point. Well, the good news is we have more projects always coming up. So in this case too with Landon, right, this house is going to sell and we're immediately gonna move those funds over to the next project. Landon gets his payout of all the interest that he's accrued on this, plus he's also getting a point on that. So actually, if I turn these houses faster and faster and faster, Landon's making more and more money because he's not just getting his 12% interest rate that I'm paying him on a monthly basis, he's getting a point every single time. So if we can go through 4 of these, in a year,
Yeah.
right? All
Yeah.
of a sudden now we have 4% added on top of the 12%. Landon made 16%, and it's a hard asset that he secured by.
16%. Doing multiple YouTube videos to learn about the product and what we're doing, strengthening our relationships and our family's relationships, and doing business together. There's gonna be a time where I have a project that you wanna get involved in too, that we're building a relationship of trust and all those aspects of things. So it's like, we're just all in the business helping each other, and that's the benefit of using other people's money and doing things. Me learning about what you did in here is gonna help me deploy that education and training to other things and other projects that I'm doing and other people too. So it's just, it all ships rise.
So let's go check out in the backyard real quickly too, and I'll kind of explain the decisions that we made out there. Working our way outside, what you're gonna notice out here is that we actually didn't do too much. We have the house that's painted. We ended up painting the back fence area over here, but we really ended up not doing too much. We didn't really see that we were gonna get the ROI for it. And we said, we'll leave this up to the next owner. This is a big space. We don't even know if they're gonna want pea gravel or rock back here to begin with. So we'll leave it where it's at. It's a little bit sparse, but it's not bad.
You're not at a price point that you're gonna put a pool in. You're not at a price point that you're gonna put $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 into this. And there's only so much you can do back here to pull a specific, demo in here.
Yeah, and in that same context too, right? So we did a video at Hannibal, which everybody's I'm sure seen at this point too. We ended up spending about $9,000 on that one where we did the AstroTurf. We made it a little bit nicer because that's selling at almost a $600,000 price point.
Completely different.
It's a completely different market. We're talking about people that have to go get a $4,200 a month mortgage. They're gonna have an expectation that things are gonna be a little bit nicer when you go into a house like that. Whereas something like this, right? I think we ended up spending only about $2,000 in the landscape here by just doing the front yard and then just cleaning up the backyard ever so slightly.
Yeah, looks great.
So why don't we get inside, we'll go over some of the profits that we made, what we're gonna do a little bit different for the next flip, and just kind of get this whole thing wrapped up.
Sounds great.
So on this property, we ended up picking this one up for about $282,000. We put $52,000 worth of work into it. After all of our fees for closing on the front end, for any bins or item repairs that we're gonna be doing, this is gonna work out to be about a net profit of about $40,000 on this flip. So you can't really be upset about that when you're in a project for what, 2 months total, just about?
Yeah.
3 weeks on the rehab, 1 week on the market, closes in exactly 1 month from when that offer came in. So net 40 outside of that. Plus I used none of my own money. I was able to partner up with Landon. We were able to further our relationship. Right? So people always say, hey, what's your actual return on this? And I'm like, really, it's infinite in something like this because I brought no money to the table on this. Landon funded the entire thing with his deep pockets. I was able to make a profit. Landon was able to make a profit, and we get to go on to the next deal, and you didn't have to do any of the work, which was great.
No, it's great, man. I did nothing for it, and I'm getting a return on it. And like you said, we built our relationship further, and on to the next one. We'll do bigger ones next. So good, so good. If you guys are interested in doing any private money lending activities, just like Landon did on this deal, go ahead and reach out to me on Instagram at Stephen Hunt. Shoot me a DM, and let's get in a conversation. Let's get on a Zoom. Let me break down some deals for you of upcoming projects that we have going on. We're always buying 2 to 3 new projects, new flips every single month. So there's always an opportunity to lend. There's always an opportunity for us to build a relationship. We'd love to get you guys involved. Reach out to me. And then if you have not already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, and as well as share this video if you really got some value from it. What else was I gonna say there? Hold on, it was with me.